Hey guys, welcome back to Forza Horizon 4. So today we'll be doing a drag build and tune for the 2014 Holden Maloo or HSV Maloo. So if you enjoy the video or find it helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments down below if you want to see a drift tune for this car, as I'd be happy to do that. Alright, so we're going to bring the Maloo up to the festival drag strip so we can see how fast it is by the speed trap at the end. So pulling up to the line here, we're going to launch this car from about 6,000 RPM. Just hold it there and drop it. Shouldn't get any wheel spin at all despite it being a little bit wet. Into fourth gear, and we cross the line at 285 kilometers an hour. Alright, so we've seen the speed the Maloo can hit by the end of the drag strip, so now we'll be taking it into the quarter-mile race so we can see how it compares to the other cars, as well as getting a quarter-mile time by the end. So coming up to the launch here, we should easily out-launch everyone with no wheel spin at all. Up into fourth gear, everyone is way far behind us. We won that really easily, and we got a time of 8.1 seconds. So the Maloo is also great at the highway drag race. As we can see here, it's doing over 350 kilometers an hour, whilst also being able to maintain stability and do the corners fairly well. So it absolutely destroys the competition here as well. So now that we've seen just how fast the Maloo is, we're going to take it into the festival, and I'll show you how to upgrade and tune it to be this fast. Alright, so you want to bring the stock HSV Maloo into the custom upgrade menu here. So first we'll come down to the conversions tab at the end and into engine swap. Here we'll be putting in the 6.5 litre V12 as we can make the most power from this engine here. Then we'll also be doing all-wheel drive so we can launch without any wheel spin at all, and we'll also be putting on the twin turbos. So out of conversions, we'll now come into tyres and rims. Don't need to come into aero and appearance, as that only adds the aero that weighs us down and creates more drag. We don't need any of that. So we'll be going into tyres and rims. Here we'll be putting on the drag tyre compound as always. Then we'll also be making the front and rear tyres as wide as possible. And then coming into sport room style, we'll be adding on some lighter weight wheels. So out of tyres and rims, we'll now come into drivetrain. So here we're doing the race clutch, the race transmission, race driveline, and the race diff. So out of drivetrain and now into platform and handling. Here we'll be doing the race brakes, then rally springs. Then we'll also be doing the race front and rear anti-roll bars, finalized with a race weight reduction. So out of platform handling and into engine, so we're going to max out everything in here: the race intake, race fuel system, race valves, race engine block, race pistons and compression, race twin turbos, and then finally the race intercooler. So that's it as far as the upgrades go, so you can go ahead and apply all of these. So now that we've upgraded our Maloo, we can come down to the tuning menu here. So first I'll show you the metric tune, and I'll show you the differences for the imperial tune, and I'll leave the tune code on screen now. So for the metric tune, the tire pressures, you want to set these down to 1.0 bar in the front, and the rear, just go as low as possible. So then next we'll come over to gearing. We're going to set our final drive down to 3.25, just like that. Then next we'll be coming into the alignment, and we'll set our front and rear camber angles to 0 degrees. Then if you come down to the front caster angle, we're going to set this to 7 degrees. So next, if we come into the springs tab, we're going to set our front springs here to 41.0. Just come down to there, 41.0. and in the rear we're going to bring this up to 86.0. Come up to there. Alright, so next is dampening. Here for the front rebound stiffness we're going to set this to 1.9, and in the rear we're going to bring this up to 4.3. Then for the front bump stiffness we leave this at 1.5, and in the rear we're going to bring this to 3.9. So finally for the tuning, if we come over to the differential tab at the end, we're going to set our front acceleration up to 85%, just like that. And in the rear for the acceleration we're going to bring this to 90%. And then finally the center balance, we're going to bring this up to 78%. So that's it as far as the metric tune goes. Now I'll show you the differences for the imperial tune. As far as differences go for the imperial tune is you want 15 psi in both the front and rear tires. Then if you come over to the springs tab in the middle, you want to set your front springs to 229, and in the rear you're going to set it to 482. So that's it as far as the differences go, so you can go ahead and apply all of these. Alright guys, so this has been a drag build and tune for the 2014 Holden HSV Maloo. If you want to see a drift build and tune for this car, don't forget to like and subscribe.